Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We are very excited to launch a new series with you. It's called Mornings in the Metaverse. We'll be exploring what many in the tech world say is the next big thing, and I happen to agree. You'll be able to immerse yourself in the internet, perhaps sitting in a virtual office, before heading out to enjoy the virtual beach. Now, you've seen the headlines. We all have. Microsoft is spending nearly $70 billion to acquire a gaming company that can help it build virtual worlds. Apple, for its part, is reportedly developing a new mixed reality headset. And then there's Facebook, which changed its corporate name to Meta in a nod to what it sees as the future. So to find out where we are going, we decided to take a look back at where we've been, from dialing into the internet to bringing it everywhere we go. That's right now. The next big leap may be living inside of it.
Once upon a time, reporters got their first real glimpse of the World Wide Web.
That thing called the Internet, the special world created when phone lines connect computers to each other.
Hi, guys.
It was the 1990s.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the Internet.
And as we started with the very basics,
And all web addresses start with http://
the whole concept was still kind of baffling.
And what about this internet thing? Do you know anything about that?
Sure.
What the hell is that exactly?
Well, David, what it was a revolution. The internet upended almost every aspect of our lives, especially when we figured out how to take it with us.
And I can just scroll around like this and scroll over here, and I can even make this text bigger if I want to.
And now, if you believe the hype, a new revolution is here.
The next platform and medium will be even more immersive, an embodied internet where you're in the experience, not just looking at it. And we call this the metaverse.
Facebook, Microsoft, Apple, and so many others are investing billions in what may become a single 3D virtual world. Or maybe several worlds, connected or maybe not, no one is quite sure. Except to say that you'll hopefully want to spend a lot of time and money there.
Oh, there's swag.
So to get a sense of what the metaverse is so far,
Here we go.
I visited an existing piece of it.
So this is my VR self.
Or at least my avatar did. There he is.
It's pretty seamless. You know, I don't have arms or legs, but got hair. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
We wanted to chat with people on a social platform called AltSpace VR, which is made by Microsoft and accessed through our Facebook headset.
Hello. How are you? Whoop.
We found that, just like in real life,
Could I ask you a couple questions?
some people did not feel like talking.
Maybe? Nope, you poured it away from me.
But among those who did,
Why are you here?
Just by curiosity.
we met people from all over the world, all of them coming together in what at times did indeed feel like genuine human contact.
Right now, I'm in Oaxaca, Mexico, and we are literally, our consciousness is in the same room right now, having a conversation.
So when people say, where are you in the real world, you consider the answer to be both the physical world of Oaxaca and this virtual space that we are sharing.
Correct.
They're both
It's
real.
virtual reality and physical reality. They're both reality.
It's funny because we'll have this moment where we'll all hang out. I'll still implant this as a memory of you and I hanging out together, even though you're a cartoon character.
We are still a long way from the future that Hollywood envisioned. With blended reality projected in front of our eyes,
A place called the Oasis.
or a seamless virtual world providing an escape from our own miserable existence. And yet,
People say, oh my God, it's a dystopia. We're going to be spending hours a day inside these virtual worlds far from nature. I don't know about you, but I already spend most of my day inside.
David Chalmers is a philosophy professor at New York University and the author of the book Reality Plus, Virtual Worlds and the Problems of Philosophy. In it, he argues that the virtual world has the potential to be a meaningful one.
The very word virtual to me is a marker of, okay, the meaningful stuff has ended and now this is playtime or different.
The meaning that we find in the physical world comes from us. We invest a physical world with meaning. And I think we can do the same to a digital world. Yeah, okay, it's all made of a bunch of bits. Well, the physical world is made of a bunch of atoms. Meaning comes where we find it.
In the metaverse,
you'll be able to teleport not just to any place, but any time as well.
What really worries Chalmers is more of a timeless question about the concentration of power in the hands of a select few.
In this metaverse world created by these companies, and this sounds ridiculous, but I'll ask it, would that make the CEOs, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the Tim Cooks, in essence, God of those places?
3 of the traditional properties of God: creator, all-powerful, all-knowing. On the other hand, they may not have other traditional properties of God. For example, will they be all-good or all-wise? Almost certainly not. This is one of the reasons why we have to worry about who it is that creates and controls our virtual worlds.
For now,
hey, we're shaking hands in the metaverse. That's great.
Nice to meet you, Tony.
we saw the real potential in this virtual world when we ran into Frankie Cotier, a semi-truck driver from Florida. He was sitting in his rig at a truck stop in Ohio.
You're in a semi-truck right now?
Correct.
And talking to us outside a concert venue in Altspace VR, wherever that is.
Hands out beats TikTok, Facebook, any social media platform. So this is the next step.
And yet the future of any virtual world depends on how it stacks up to this one.
You can't touch, you can't taste. I mean, some of the greatest experiences in this world are not duplicatable in that one.
Absolutely, that's true, yeah.
So is the thought that the metaverse eventually will port all of our experiences and senses in this world into it? So it'll be equivalent?
I think in the very long term, we can imagine a metaverse that brings in not just sight and sound, but the body as well.
Until that day comes, it's hard to imagine how our experiences in the virtual world, even those experiences of a multi-billionaire like Mark Zuckerberg,
all right, here we go,
could ever really compare to the real thing.
I love the video of him doing that, by the way.
I love that video. I love
think
it so
that's
much.
very cool.
And I think it makes a great point about how, the real world, this world still has a lot going for it.
Yeah,
That looked really fun.
So what? I'm still struggling with this. What are the advantages of going to the metaverse?
Well,
and can you only get there using those?
You can only get there
headsets?
through the headset. And the first thing I'll say is, and there's no way to communicate this other than to just say it. When you put that headset on, your brain really is tricked.
Right.
You may be sitting in your living room, but you mentally and psychologically feel like you are somewhere else and you are meeting those people. Like those people, the cartoon characters, I feel like I had an exchange with them.
think that's true.
It really happens that way.
The couple of times I've done it.
And so because we're building a new world where there aren't scarce resources, we can make as much of anything as we want. Ideally, it'd be a kind of utopia.
But
the income won't matter, class won't matter, background won't matter.
Well, first of all, you have to be able to actually afford and own this technology. So if you're in a poor country, I can see a world where there are no stakes because everybody's living virtually in rich and wealthy countries. And for the rest of the world, they're living the reality, which is the reality of life. That is also a concern, but I don't think the stakes, he pointed it out, that you can't taste anything in the virtual world. Yeah. You can't bleed in the virtual world. You can't fall. Someone might say you might fall in love in the virtual world. That ain't love. That's something else.
Is love really what you're looking for in the virtual world?
I'm looking for everything. I love life. I want to experience all of life in real time.
You can be thinner in the virtual world.
You can be all those things in the virtual world. And if we make it a public resource, in part at least, then everyone will be able to access it.